Hello, hello, hello. It is so nice to see you. The truth is, I can't see you. I wish I could, but I'm glad to be seen by you. This is cool. This is exciting. Can everybody hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you can hear me. And while we're at it, if you could say something like, I'd love to know where you're from, or like, I gotta fix my shirt so you can see branded apparel. Hey, I'm Sam Smith, or SD Smith. I'm your buddy, and I'm so glad you're spending time with me tonight. I think it's gonna be fun. We're gonna do some cool stuff. In the chat, tell me, just say hi, say where you're from, vaguely. If you're on, just maybe what state you're from. That would be kind of cool, or province, or country. And I'd love to hear if anybody's from outside of the United States. That would be really cool. But so I'm so glad you're here tonight. We are going to do questions. We're going to do giveaways. So the way that you qualify or enter in to receive a giveaway, to win the giveaway, the prize, is you put something in the chat. Like you put something, where you're from, you ask a question, you make a comment that's cool, constructive, positive. What we probably don't want to have happen is spoilers in the chat, because that's no fun for anybody. Maybe particularly about this subject of Helmer. It's not cool to ruin any kind of surprises for anybody, stuff that's already happened. So please don't do that. That's not fun. And even, I know sometimes it's like, oh, how do you answer questions, or how do you ask questions about that? But yeah, I think you can figure it out because you're smart and you're clever. I have confidence in you. So no big spoilers in the chat, if you would, but ask away. We've had some people already asking some questions, and we're gonna. My brother Josiah's here, and he's going to ask those to me, and they've picked some. We've picked some, and then we're going to pick some from the chat as well to ask. So it's going to be fun. That's how you enter. I'll announce these giveaway winners in a regular fashion. That's going to be cool. I am also going to do something else. Oh no, explain the giveaway, and we're going to show you some really cool videos, particularly like if there are moms out there, like the moms are going to, if you are going to love this video that we're going to show, it's something, and it'll be towards the end. That's going to be really fun. You're going to love it. Hey, we're doing a Kickstarter right now. Green Ember, Helmer in the Dragon Tomb. This is so exciting. It's been this long awaited story that people have been asking. Cannot tell you how many times people have asked me. Raise your hand if you've asked me, or ask somebody, hey, when is there going to be a Helmer origin story? And spoiler alert, it is an origin story. This is back when Helmer was young, when he was kind of like in the position of Pickett, when he was a farmer who had to learn how to become a fighter. And it's pretty cool. I think you're going to love the book. It's really fun, and the game is awesome as well. It's just, we're going to get into that, I think, as we go on. But the Kickstarter is going really well. You know, raise your hand, give me a wave. Wait a second, we got to think of something cool. If you backed the Kickstarter already, give me an emoji or emoticon. I don't know what they're called. The emojis things to express, like thumbs up, and then something else that describes how happy you are or excited you are for backing the project. So let me know. That would be cool too. It will not be held against you or for you. This is a very friendly environment, but if you did, let me know. I'm super excited about that. It's going really well. We are over halfway to our goal, our initial goal of 200,000. And it's, you know, it's different than some just book Kickstarters that there's kind of a different level. You know, it's just more of an investment. It's a bigger financial investment to make a video game. So that initial goal is in video game terms, it's pretty modest. So we really want to go. We want to get there and keep going. That's our goal, and hopefully that'll happen. But it's going great so far. I can't remember exactly where we are right now, but it's pretty good. I know that, you know, Kickstarter ranks these things, and it's the most popular kids book publishing, children's publishing project on Kickstarter right now, but it's the 20th. It keeps moving up. It's the 20th most popular kids publishing project on Kickstarter right now, and so it's exciting. We're at 114,000 and some odd dollars. I really do not know the cents situation. I don't know if we could be at 37 cents, 35. I don't know. If somebody knows, let me know in the chat, and I won't see that, and no one will. And it won't matter. But let's investigate it. Let's figure this out together. Very excited. I am thrilled that we're doing this project. We've been kind of sitting on it a long time, so it's like, whew, kind of like let the cat out of the bag. And well, I don't know where that expression came from. We've let the rabbit out of the bag, and that's good, because a lot of people put the rabbits in bags and they throw it in the river. And that's not something we've done. We're not doing it, and we've let the rabbit out of the bag. It's running around, it's causing havoc. We've given it a sword. We're very proud of it. We're very proud of this rabbit. Okay, so we're moving on now into our first round of questions. So we'll do question, giveaway, round of questions, giveaway, round of questions, giveaway. So the questions are coming up in just a second. But first, let's all together, let's just have a little moment at the movies. Maybe you've already seen it, but some of you might not have seen the cool trailer for the game Helmer in the Dragon Tomb, the Great Ember. Helmer in the Dragon Tomb. So let's watch that together right now. That was pretty cool, right? Did you enjoy that? I don't know if anybody's seen it the first time. Rate the commercial on a scale of 1 to 10 if you can. And if you can't, if you don't have access to the chat, just hold up the numbers. And even if you're alone somewhere, just hold up the digits. I'm going to give it a 9.10. 10. I'm going to give it a full 10. Love that. It was fun, right? And that is a good picture. Obviously, that animation at the beginning and the end is not in the game. You know, the game, you can see with the part that was the gameplay, but that was just kind of a little bit of a tease to kind of get us into the world. But it's fun, right? And it looks fun. It's a really, really fun game, and it's just, there's a lot of action. Ooh, it's cool. Very swashbuckling adventure quizzes, puzzles, that sort of thing. Very cool. We'll get into more of the specifics of the gameplay, and I'm going to have a special guest join us here in just a little bit. But let's first just have our first round of questions. And if you're going to hear, I think, hopefully, a disembodied voice. But let me assure you that this voice has a body and is my brother Josiah, and he will be asking some questions from you. Josiah, fire away.
This first question comes from Timothy. Timothy asks, S.D. Smith, how do you create impactful characters and worlds?
Timothy. I like your name. Very cool. Part of the Bible. Big Bible guy myself. Love that. Timothy, that's a great. I was thinking about your name so much that I forgot the question, but now I'm remembering it. In my old age, it's coming back. How do you make impactful characters and worlds? Boy, I think the worlds thing is really important. Some of that probably comes a little bit naturally to me, or I would say not naturally, but if you put in a lot of, let's say you're playing a sport and you go to a lot of practices and you put in extra time, let's say it's basketball, and you're just shooting free throws, and you're just getting better at that kind of thing. And then when the game comes and you start making free throws, it's not a mystery because you've put in the time before. And I think something that helps a whole lot is just feeding your imagination and feeding those memory banks. And Tolkien talked about sort of like stories growing up like out of a forest. And so what grows is a product of all the things that have fallen like this. An animal died here and it decomposed, and that changed the soil, and then this acorn fell and these leaves fell and there's mold, all these kind of things. There's these conditions in the forest, and it rained, and this was and then something grew out of it. So it's all the stuff that's happened. So all the stuff that kind of piles into the forest of your mind. That's what produces what grows out. So I would say for me, it's you gotta. It's like the whole. Maybe your parents would say garbage in, garbage out. Like that, if you put a bunch of garbage in your mind, then the garbage is going to come out, and that's really true, obviously. And I think it's true for like good things too. If you feed your imagination with good things, like I was mentioning the Bible earlier because of Timothy. Like so much of what I think the Bible's got so many individual incredible stories throughout it, and then this really big story about God's work in the world that's just so coherent and profound from Genesis all the way to Revelation. And I think that I grew up with that like big time in my heart. That's like a big part of my formation as a storyteller, and obviously definitely as a human being too. So that's a big thing, having those things in your mind. And then I think being like really curious about the motivations and the pains of the different kind of characters. I think that helps a lot too, understanding where they come from, what's a little bit of their backstory. You can't just make them up out of nothing. They've got to sort of, sometimes they appear, but then I think when they appear, you want to get curious about them. Lewis talked about a lion kind of haunting his dreams, and it's like, what's this? What's the deal with this lion? And of course, now we know so much about it. An image came to him of a fawn carrying Christmas parcels by a lampstand, and so a lamp post, not a lampstand. I'm getting my stuff mixed up, my Bible mixed up there. But yeah, so sometimes it's images, and then it's curiosity. The character of Helmer. I hope this isn't a question for later, but the character of Helmer he appeared. He was just there, sitting in the savory den. And I was like, what is this dude's problem? He has got a bad attitude. I wonder why. And all of that was a long time ago, over 10 years ago. And now I'm still exploring what's the story that made him who he became. And that's part of what we do in this new adventure. So really fun, great question. Thank you, Timothy.
Our second question comes from GM Kedge. And their question is, what were some of your challenges in creating Long Treader games? And what is it like working with Brazen Animation on this new endeavor?
Thank you, GM Kedge, for that great question. Not familiar with the GM Kedge in the Bible. I was searching for it. I was trying to find it, but nothing in my memory banks. But there are a lot of names listed, so who knows? I hope if you can't hear my brother asking those questions, then let us know. But hopefully you're hearing that. But he asked about some of the challenges in creating Long Treader games and what it was like working with Brazen Animation. And they kind of go together because they both are sort of happening at the same time. So I'll just say, like, working with Brazen is fantastic. I've been a fan of theirs for a long time. I saw a trailer they did for a project they were working on called The Tempest, or Tempest, not The Tempest. It's not the Shakespeare play. It's a different story. But it was so amazing. It looked so beautiful, and I was just blown away by this, by the animation. And I contacted him at the time, and that's been many, many years ago. And so the main guy over there, Brian Ingram, he is such a creative and brilliant guy. And we've been talking for many, many years about animation projects and hoping to work together. And so there was an aspiration. They work with the best companies in the world, video game companies and otherwise, on movies and entertainment stuff, sports leagues, NFL, NBA, Madden, NCAA, Epic Games, Fortnite, like everybody you can imagine, they worked with. There's such a high quality. Also, Brian's a devoted Christian guy, wonderful guy. So we're just good buddies, and we want to work together. So I have loved working with them because they have the same kind of commitment to quality. Everybody that we ever work with on anything, they find out real fast how devoted we are to you guys, to the audience, like how much we want to give you guys a great gift and serve you in the best possible way. And they had that same commitment. So some of the challenges, I mean, it's hard. It's hard to do. It's hard to do in an economic way. That's just challenges. That's one of the reasons why we're going to fight really hard to make this Kickstarter work really well. We need it to do well for the project to succeed because we're investing in it. And so I think there's challenges. It's challenges on time. This was a new thing. I don't know if I've not seen anybody else do this before where people are wanting to release a novel and a game, the game from that novel at the same time, like you're entering into the novel in this way. So I wrote the game at the same time as writing the novel, and that was like a new experience and really cool in so many ways. But that could have been that was a challenge for sure.
We have a question from Adriana. And her question is, will there be other old characters showing up in the book, like Pickett and Heather's parents, for example?
That is a cool question. I like that. Adriana? I love that. That's a cool question. That's the kind of question I would ask. And that's like sort of that curiosity thing that I was talking about earlier. You might be a storyteller. You're curious about, you're putting connections together. That's the cool part. I'll just say that's a cool part of it. I won't give away what. But it is going back to that time when Helmer was young, and so that means other people were young too, and that show up later. And that will happen. I think there's going to be. So what's cool about this is that this is a good gateway. If you're new to the Green Ember, you can come right in, and it's no problem. You don't have to read a bunch of old books, a bunch of the older books. This can be the first book you read. This can be the first thing when you play the game. It can be the first thing you do in the Green Ember world. And it could be a gateway if you enjoy it to the other things. So, but the people who have, read all the books, there's going to be several moments where you're like, "Whoa, that was cool! Oh my goodness!" You're gonna. I enjoyed writing those, and I think you're gonna enjoy reading them. Excellent question, Adriana. And now, if I'm not incorrect, is that the right way to say it? It is time to reveal our first giveaway winner. So, what you are winning in this first one is the Green Ember Archer Bundle. Now, this is kind of a new-ish product for us in a way. It's in the Kickstarter, and it's really cool. So, I don't have one physically with me right now, but what you'll get in the Archer Bundle is all 3 Green Ember Archer books. That's The Last Archer, The First Fowler, and The Archer's Cup. And I love these are stories about Joe Shanks. They're really fun, and give a shout out if you like Joe Shanks in the comments. Ring the bell for Joe Shanks. I don't know. I've seen some YouTubes. I think I know how to do it. Ring the bell, like a comment, share, subscribe your friends, everything. So you'll get the 3 books. You'll get a new activity book, a brand new activity book, which I wish I could show you, but it's got like coloring pages, that kind of a thing inside of it. And it's got coloring pencils, which actually do have, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, these are really cool. So like you'll get your own Green Ember coloring pages. Coloring pencils. And you'll get cards, character cards, and this brand new collectible lenticular card. You might see these going around, but you can win this. It's a lenticular card, which means it sort of has that holographic kind of a thing, and it's got the art from the book and art from the game. Some of you might be wondering, why is that different? That's a good question. But it's a collectible card, and you can have it. It's got information about this adventure on the back. Very cool card, and the character cards, and so that's it. And then a bookmark and sticker. So really cool thing. The Archer bundle, and you're going to win that. And somebody is winning it right now, and I'm about to be told, or I'm going to read it over here. The winner is 2 people. John and Rebecca Sanson. John and Rebecca Sanson. Wow, that is a lot of confetti for a small space. I feel like one of those dogs that's covered in confetti after giving away a prize on the internet. You know those dogs. We've all seen them. Congratulations to John and Rebecca Sanson. That is great. Congratulations to your dad, San. And all the Sansons and all the San fathers out there. For John and Rebecca Sanson, you have won the Archer bundle, the Green Ember Archer bundle. That's pretty cool. I think that's awesome. You're going to love it. And the other prizes we're going to give away are going to be cool too. It's going to be the old Natalia bundle and the main series bundle. It's all happening, folks. Okay, now for this second round of questions, I am inviting my brother-in-law, the publisher of the Green Ember books, Storyworm publisher, Andrew McKay. Come on down. You are welcome. You're the next contestant.
Man, what a joy to get to be in front of the camera. That's where I belong, you know?
You were made for this.
I really was. Hey, before we move to questions, we just want to say, for the folks that Sam just announced as the winners, go to sdsmith.com/winner and you'll find instructions on how to claim your prize. And if you see, we've got our team members helping us out tonight. So like Coralie Terry is our publishing assistant. She's helping in the chat. If she answers your question, that's probably the right answer. Might even be a better answer than the one I could give. So Coralie's in the chat. Thanks, Coralie. Appreciate you. But that's if you see her there, she's steering you straight.
If you see someone called Renegade Ninja 947, though, do not trust them. Because we've had a lot of run-ins with Renegade Ninja.
So many Renegade Ninjas.
Oh, Renegade Ninja 947 has been, there's a big problem there. I won't go into it, but it's not good. Okay.
Challenging.
Don't trust them. Okay, so we might be wondering why, other than this incredible, the handsomeness and just the stage presence.
The ruddiness.
The ruddy. the non-baldiness. Look at this. Look at the shine I've got going here.
Look at this hair.
You look fantastic. So we're bringing Andrew on because he is much more of a gamer than I am, and much more of a person who's into it and understands it. He's more of a tech guy. That's why he's over there running this thing, and I would, you'd be watching Mickey Mouse shows or something if I was trying to run this, because I don't know how to. I would literally be forcing you to watch Mickey Mouse shows. That's what I do technologically.
You could say nerd.
He's a nerd.
Yeah,
there we go. He's a nerd.
The teen nerd.
Yeah, I mean, I was out there, making baskets and scoring goals and stuff, and he's, So
That's true.
I want to invite him in to answer some of the questions that were a little more on the game side or technical side. I have some confidence, but I don't want to lead you astray. So I'm inviting Andrew in. He's been awesome in developing the game. He's been our #1 voice of like, oh, this isn't working this way, or when I play this, he's a lot more articulate about that stuff. So I'm so glad, on the top of being a brilliant publisher. About a round of applause can you guys give Andrew, just give him a welcome and tell him thank you for making these. He's made these incredible books over the years. He never gets any attention. I try to keep him hidden, and he's always like, let me get out there to the people. Let me get on stage.
Give the people what they want, Sam.
But so he's just done an amazing job over the years. Without him, we wouldn't have the Green Ember. No question about it. So we're going to get into some of these questions. Question number 1, how do I actually get this game if I back the Kickstarter?
That is such a great question.
Thank
so
you.
in the Kickstarter, we are, what you're getting is a Steam game key. And if you're not a nerd, you're going, what is Steam? Steam is an app that's a video game marketplace. So it's kind of like Amazon, but for video games. And so what you'll get is a unique code to you that you can redeem in the Steam app, which you would install on a Mac or PC, and it'll let you download and install the game. So in the Kickstarter, it's Mac or PC. Those are the platforms that it's available on. And yeah, so you download the Steam app, you'd put in this code, you'd have to set up an account. It's really simple. If you can set up a streaming account somewhere or an email account, you can do this. And then you'll take that code, put it in, and it'll give you the Green Ember, Helmer in the Dragon Tomb, and then the fun will commence. So that's how you get it. We'll send it to you and send you a code, and you'll go redeem it.
And we'll send instructions. Like we'll be there. You know,
Yes.
we'll be there with you. Like I think the message to me to take home is if you have a computer, you're going to be able to do this. Like a fairly recent computer. It can't be like 1,000 years old.
Last 4 years, 4, maybe even 5.
So you'll have instructions. Like it's not something like you have to write down exactly what he said just now. Like I think the message is it's accessible. Even an idiot like me can do it. So we'll be there to walk you through it. It's you can do it if you are able to set up a Amazon account and buy something at Amazon. That's kind of what you're doing here. Except you're not buying anything. You're already, if you're back to Kickstarter, you've already bought the game. So it'll just be a matter of kind of figuring that out.
A little bit of copy and paste will get you taken care of.
Awesome. That is a big relief for some of those of you out there. I wonder if anybody was wondering about that. Any of the parents? Not too complicated. Okay, so Andrew, you enjoy video games.
I do.
Is this one? Would you describe this one as fun?
Guys, I am having so much fun playing Green Ember, Helmer, and the Dragon.
I'll say this. I'm asking this because we've highlighted a lot of the other features, like because we've said stuff like, a lot of modern games, this is just true, is that a lot of them are like slot machines. They're designed to like extract money and attention and time. And they're not always designed with like, oh, I love the people who are going to be playing this. They're kind of designed with like, how can I use you to get your attention? And so we've designed this game like so completely different to that. And that's a really good thing, but that's not enough. And it's not, it doesn't have a bunch of ads. It's not a really creepy, it's like very hospitable. But again, that's not enough. Like, cause it's gotta be awesome. It's gotta be fun. Yeah. And is it?
Yeah. So I'm having so much fun playing this game. The way I would explain it to a fellow gamer is this game lives somewhere between the Super Mario World sort of game and the Legend of Zelda sort of game. So your character gets to go on an adventure. It's pretty easy to control. For younger kids especially, sometimes all those, having lots of buttons can get a little overwhelming. So we've tried to be conscientious of that. So the viewpoint stays fixed, but you're going to love playing as Helmer. It is so much fun. He gets to go on this adventure. You'll learn in the first level how kind of the game plays. And
spoiler alert, it opens on a farm. That's how the book opens. And you get a little bit of like a chance, even like me, it was like, I'm not a major gamer, but you can kind of pick up you get some little tasks that kind of build, and then there's a little bit of combat introduced in a more of a fun way. And then it gets a little more sort of escalates, right?
Yeah. And again, I will just tell you, it's both visually excellent. There was a moment in the last level I played, which is level 4. And I'll just leave this here for you. If you're like me, you're a nerd. There's a moment coming down a hill where I stopped because I was like, "This is beautiful." There's like a waterfall and it's really neat. And I stopped playing and I was just like, "Look at how cool this is!" But then it's fun. It makes you wanna go. So it's fun. It's beautiful. You're gonna have a great time playing this game. I'm so excited.
Well, and that's the thing about Brazen is like the visuals. We never had any doubt about that, but even so, that they could just bring top quality visuals. But boy, you do. So it's. I was talking to Zach about this. Zach Franzen, our illustrator, and he works with us now. He was just pointing out how in video games, you're bringing together a lot of artistic forms, a lot of creative forms, music. The score is really beautiful and it's exciting. Like you think about a film, it's kind of like this. It's like you're some art forms are kind of like you're painting with black and white, or you're drawing with a pencil on a white page. This has got a lot of colors, sound, visual design, like set design. It's beautiful, and you've got narrative, story inside of it. There's so many different the conflict, and there's just a whole lot of different kinds of art, like classic kind of art, that comes together in this video game. And they really the Brazen guys, just really great Brazen people, just really drilled it. They made it so good.
It's awesome.
Will this work on a Linux machine? Sherry asked.
Boy, Sherry, you have outclassed me as a nerd, and I just want to say mad respect. Unfortunately, it's pretty unlikely that we'll have the resources to do a Linux build. I'm sure there's like the off chance that if the so Sam, as you know,
Yeah, yeah,
the Mac OS is built on a version of BSD Linux or BSD Unix, so
Yeah,
so
yeah,
they're kind of cousins
Yeah.
to Linux. So if that build happened to work really, but it's pretty unlikely, unfortunately, that we'll be able to support our Linux friends.
Mac or PC.
Mac or PC, that's where it's going to be to start.
And that means 99% of you are totally clear on that.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sam Sam Ekoff? Sarah, I can't read. Sarah
Sam can't read.
Ekoff, the secret is out. What does the rating RP mean, and what does this mean in regards to the game?
That is such a good question. So, video game ratings are a tricky thing, it turns out, because they want to see the whole video game. So, RP literally just means rating pending. The ESRB is the organization that rates video games, and so once we get a little bit further along, we'll submit the game and they'll give us a rating. We expect it to be rated E for everyone, or at most, because there is some rabbit violence in this game.
Yep.
It could be E10, but it'll live in that space. This is not a hugely violent game. I mean, you do fight bad guys with swords. You said that, I think, in the Kickstarter video.
Yeah.
But outside of that, it's not, this is not a gory fighting game or anything
No.
like that. It's a fun adventure game. So that's where it should live. But for right now, until they tell us, we're not allowed to say what it's rated. But we tell you we expect it to be kind of in that everyone E10 sort of range.
Yeah, I almost hope it's E10 because I think it's kind of like it's intense. They're like there's fighting. It's cool. There's no gore or anything like that. There is like intensity and there's fighting to it. It's like the books in that way.
The bad guys are kind of scary. I mean, you could see it in that trailer. They're kind of intimidating.
Yeah, it feels like and I think
like
that's
the books.
Yeah, like the books.
Yep.
And I think that as a way of respecting you guys, even as children. I think you're capable of hearing about and it's very tastefully done.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's there is peril and it's like intense. Mm-hmm. I love that. Okay, last question for you, Andrew, because I really don't like sharing the glory. I want it just everybody really focus on me. That really helps me a lot. How long? This is a question from Adriana and Megan, and this is how long does it take to play through the game?
Hey, Adriana and Megan, it should be roughly a 3 to 6 hour sort of a game. Now there is replay value. There are alternate paths sometimes and puzzles you might solve differently the next time, but in the main, you can expect it to be 3 to 6 hours depending on your skill and also how fast you're trying to move through it. And it's going to be a really fun 3 to 6 hours. And that's good kind of two ways. We care about parents and we care about kids. And so a lot of parents we know are trying to limit the amount of time their kids are playing games. So this is not an infinite spawn sort of situation where it just goes on and on forever. But then for kids, we think it's great that it's got a beginning, middle, and end. It's going to be a fun adventure and you'll know when it's over. And yeah, it's a good time. So 3 to 6.
You'll know when it's over, partly because in the credits at the end, if you're one of these, if you happen to be in a family that's like, there's sort of in the Kickstarter tiers, there are some that are designed for just like to fit your family on a budget, that sort of a thing. We're all missionary kids. We didn't grow up in wealthy homes, so we're very mindful about families with maybe single incomes. That we really care a lot about you. We see you. That's our heart. So the first several tiers are designed for like how do we get the maximum sort of economic sort of good value for you. And then there are some later that are kind of like, well, some people are in a different position and they're able to back the project and bless others. So that's a big heart for us. That's a big thing that we want to do. And so there's an invitation there towards the end that you can do that. You're able to back at a higher level, which is kind of like, I see not only that what this is good for my own family, but I see that this is valuable for culturally and for my community. And I want to be able to give to other people. So some of those people who back at those levels will have at the end of the game, there'll be a special thanks. And I think that's kind of a cool feature. But yeah, you'll know you're at the end of the game. The game's designed to be hospitable to kids and families. We've put a lot of heart into this, a whole lot of heart into respecting your wishes, and because they're similar to ours, like we want to love, bless these kids. We want it to be a great experience for them. So,
And hey, Josiah just showed us that we just passed through $115,000 in the Kickstarter,
hey,
which is pretty spectacular. So thank you guys for backing us. It's a big vote of confidence in the work that we're continuing to do. That you all are buying this thing, backing our Kickstarter. So thanks so much.
We always say this is Andrew and I founded Storywarn together many years ago, and our heart at the very beginning was we want to be allies in imagination. We want to be on your side. Like you're out there doing the fight. Like we sort of think of you as guys as the hero, and we're just kind of coming alongside you and saying like, how can we help you? How can we be on your team? Because we're there too. We're raising families and loving our kids and involved in our churches and trying to do good in our community and in the world. So we are your allies in imagination. So it means so much to us that we feel like we're out here fighting for you. It is, so many people are easy to complain about media and like, I wish media was, like, we're trying, we're out there fighting for it. But it's so special for us in this experience to see a lot of you be so energetic and enthusiastically like backing us. That you often will hear me say, I'm on your side. And I mean that. That's the heart. That's that whole allies thing. That's how we feel. But it's like, it's really cool to feel like you're on our side. And so that's what we feel like when we see these you guys backing us and encouraging it and sharing with other people. So thank you so much for that.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to clear out of here.
Get out of here.
Thanks, everybody.
Good job. Round of applause for Andrew McKay, our resident Canadian technologist, nerd, hockey fan. Congratulations to the Toronto Maple Leafs for dispatching the Ottawa Senators last night. Moving on, any hockey fans out there? Andrew's a big Leafs fan. He's turning me into a big Leafs fan as well. I'm very invested in these guys. Any sports fans out there? Do an emoji for your favorite sport out there. And if it's not a sport, then maybe something else you enjoy. Maybe we could get to know each other in that way. If it's cooking eggs, maybe you just put an egg there. And don't do the little bird, the little cheaping because that just makes us think too much about the whole egg situation. So don't do that. But yeah, Andrew's awesome. He's so great. I work with the best people. Andrew and I've been doing this for a long time. And again, I would just say that there's no Green Ember without Andrew McKay. So that's a big deal. And even now, he's moving this chair out of the view. And what a guy! One of the top, I'd say, top 15 chair movers that I've been around, and I don't use that lightly. That is a ranking system that I have a number of files on, a lot of data to back it up. So do your research, people. That's what I say. Wake up, America, about the chairs, moving the chairs. Okay, so I don't have any idea where we are and what we're supposed to be doing right now, but maybe Josiah will tell me. Hey, another giveaway
number 2.
Giveaway numero dos. That's what they say south of the border. Andrew's from north of the border, but numero dos. And I am so excited to announce this next winner, and that is Megan. Megan. Woo! I'm going to Disney World. Megan, Meagan, you have won. And I think up on the screen here, we're going to see what you are supposed to do, which is go to sdsmith.com/winner, because that's you, Megan. You are a winner. And you have won. What have you won? You have won the old Green Ember Old Natalia bundle. Green Ember Old Natalia bundle. Do I still have stuff on my, the bald head is like a tractor beam for these things. Wow, that was really effective. I have a horrible headache now after shaking my brain like that. But which gets me into, let's talk about brain science. No, let's not. So the Old Natalia, Green Ember Old Natalia bundle is super fun. It's going to be cool. You get the books. That's the Black Star of Kingston, The Wreck and Rise of Whitsun Mariner, and Prince Lander and the Dragon War. And this is those are the longest named books, so that's pretty exciting. And then you also have the pencils pencils, there they are. The pencils, the lenticular card, along with the other character cards, and sticker. The sticker for this one is really cool. It's like a sheet of stickers and the bookmark. And so that's awesome. Congratulations to Megan. You have won it. And again, this is an add-on that you can do in the store. Like if you want that, all that stuff that's super dope, you can go look and or you can change your reward that you pick, your tier, and you can add that on if you want to. I should have worn the cool Helmer shirt. I didn't wear it tonight because it's in the laundry. But it's really cool. That's another thing you can add on. You can add on lots of things. It's very, very neat. So you can add on any of these bundles that are being done as giveaways tonight. That might be a way to increase your pledge and get us closer and, you know, all that stuff. But you do what fits your family because we are on your side. Okay, now we are in round 3, the final round of questions. No guests this time, just me. I know this is what you've been waiting for. Just like, can we get a little more time with just SD Smith? And that's really what we want. So have no fear. And these are, I think a lot of these are going to come from the comments. So Josiah Smith, are you there?
Yes, I am. We have a question that was asked by multiple people. At least Charlotte and Mark asked this question. Do you recommend playing the game or reading the book first?
Oh, Charlotte, Mark, Mark and Charlotte, and everyone else. What a fantastic question. I'm probably always going to be biased toward the book. The book is going to be, you know, you're going to play the game. You're going to get some things that you're not going to experience, you know, in the book when you play the game. You're going to have, it's going to be cool. And you're going to be entering into it in a different way. I think that would probably be best suited to go second. That would be my guess. If you were like definitely an all-in person, like I really dig this stuff, and you're a person who's followed the series, I would read it first. I think that would be the deepest experience, the most fun. And then I think, you know, have you ever played or have you ever read a book that you just really enjoyed and there was some cool action stuff and some fun surprises and you're like, oh, I just really like to see that, or I'd like to play it. I'd like to play in that world. I'd like to play. Like, this is that. You can just read the book and right when you close it, like stay in that world and just go through it in this exciting way. And I don't think it's going to diminish it that you would know some of the things that would happen because it's just going to be visually exciting. It's different, you know, they're different forms, and that's why the characters look a little different and they have different needs. Just briefly, you know, the character of Pickett looks different because in a game it's going to be there's different needs to be able to read it, to be able to, you know, be able to see the character. And so that's why he has a little bit of white. And I don't know if I'm ruining a question that's coming or not. Hopefully not, but there's some different needs in those things. But I would read first. That would be my advice.
I have a question from Carrie Vasek. She asks, is Helmer in the Dragon Tomb going to be the start of a series, or is it a standalone?
Ooh, great. Who's that from?
Carrie Vasek.
Carrie Vasek, that is not a very basic question. That is an advanced question. A very excellent basic question that's very advanced. Very advanced. Love it. It's excellent. So is it going to be a part of a series? Like, that is my intention. Yes. I want to tell more Helmer stories. So we've already got another series going with the Lost Tales, and I haven't forgotten about that. That is still, I understand I left you hanging a little bit there, and we're still at work on that one, and then the Helmer one as well. And there's even more that I would like to tell beyond that if the Lord gives me life and health. That's my hope. So yes, more Helmer on the way after this, but let's get through this one first. Let's make this one a success together, and then more Helmer, hopefully, Lord willing, will be on the way.
David Lindemann asks, was it difficult to keep this book consistent with the rest of the series, and did you succeed?
Wow, what a great question, David. Thank you for putting me on the spot like that. Was it difficult to keep this one consistent with the rest of the series, and did I succeed? I would say yes and yes is how I feel about that. I'm not 100% sure that's accurate, but as far as I know, yes. And if you read The Lost Tales, which I hope you have, if you haven't given that a chance, then you probably should. I was just a little miniature celebration right there. And the first Lost Tales book, The Lost Key, there is a bonus sort of a story at the end called Helmer's Son, and that's a really teed up this adventure. So if you haven't done that yet, you got time before this book comes out in the fall. You got time this summer to read The Green Ember Lost Tales, The Lost Key, and the book, the story in the back of that, which is called Helmer's Son, and that kind of tees up how this book has become consistent with the rest of the world. And yeah, I'm doing my best to keep it all integrated. So thank you. Yes, great question.
I have a couple of questions that I don't know who they came from. One is, will the game be a co-op play or single player? And a second one, what age range is the book and the game intended for?
Okay, great. Is it a co-op? I mean, I wish that it was in some ways. Like we weren't able to quite do that. So it's a single player. It is, you're playing one person playing from Helmer's perspective, and you're going through the adventure together. Kind of like the old days when you play Super Mario Brothers or something. You'd pick, you'd be either Luigi or Mario. Usually Mario if you're playing single, and you just go through it like that. So it is kind of it's like a book in that way. Like you got a book. It's an artifact. This book is a piece of technology. It's funny because some people are like, we don't want to have technology in our home. We just would rather have books than games. And I sort of understand that in a way, but also like a book is technology, and it was very advanced technology. I was just reading the other day about how much Thomas Jefferson he hated novels. He thought this was the worst thing in the world. So I love the technology of books. I think it's so wonderful. But one of the limitations of a book, unless you're doing a read aloud, there are some hacks, some technological hacks. But most of the time, people read a book by themselves. And so this game is like that. You enter into it like you would a story, and you can kind of revisit it like you would a book that you love. And I do love the hacks of like read aloud and audiobooks and that kind of thing that people can enjoy together. But it is, for right now, this is limited in this technology. Maybe, though, if we succeed, maybe we'll be able to do a multiplayer one down the road. That's my hope.
Did you say age range, Sam?
I did not. I forgot about that question because of my age range is extremely high, and so that's why I forgot about it. So I am an old man. I don't know if you noticed. Getting a lot of gray in this beard here. So, Sonny, let me tell you about the age range for this here book and game. I think it's very similar to the books. So if you're familiar with the books, you kind of understand. There's a bit of a sweet spot probably with 8 to 12 or 13 or 7 to 13, something like that, is like independent reading people. And I'd say the game is like that. It might be a little bit higher. Some families might be like, oh, it's more of a 10. I kind of think of it as an 8, game. And I think parents are going to be wise to figure out themselves. You can probably tell even just by the gameplay trailer whether or not, because that's pretty much gives you most of what you need to know about the level of intensity. And it is. So really similar to the books. I think it's very tastefully handled intensity and danger. That's in my heart, is the heart of a father, shepherding, loving his kids through these cool adventures. That's my heart. So I don't know. Did I answer that properly, you think?
Great. Perfect.
Good? Okay, good.
Robert M. asks, Sam, what is your favorite video game?
Ooh, hey, cool. Robert M. Hey, I'm not a big gamer. I played I loved like Tetris when I was a kid, and Pac-Man and Donkey Kong, and this is telling me how old I love Galaga. Galaga. I love the game Galaga so much. And I love Tecmo Bowl and the old sports games, and I like the new games of FIFA or EAFC, whatever it's called now. And I like that sort of a thing. Football games and even basketball, the 2K basketball games. I played that with some of my kids. We're kind of like a moderate family on the video game front. Like that, my kids will play some, but and I'll play some with them, but not a whole lot. But I like the sports games. I like Mario. I like Mario Kart. Racing against people. I've spent a lot. My wife and I used to, when our babies were little, we'd get with friends and play Mario Kart. That kind of thing. But I'd say probably still, I like Tecmo Bowl, that NES, that old NES, this game. We've made up these mock game, and if you've seen those, actually, this is a good. Well, I'll tell you. I'll finish my story, then I'll tell you a little bit more about these. But I love that the original Nintendo Entertainment System and the original Mario game and the original sports games and that kind of stuff and Galaga. That was my favorite era. So it's kind of like I just go back to that mentally. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about those. Like those cartridges. You've been seeing. We sent them to some friends and they've been sharing them. If you've seen some of those on social media, here's a cool thing. We're going to give some of those away. not tonight, but in the near future. So like everybody's gonna have a chance to get one of these. And these Helmer dolls are so unbelievable. I love them. My niece Grace made these. They are crocheted and they are so awesome. He's got the little flame, he's got the little sword, and he is just amazing. It's soft, it's so cool. And we've sent some of these, not very many, but you are gonna get a chance to win one of these, and I cannot wait for that. That's gonna just like put them on my shoulder. But yeah, that'll be coming up a little bit later. And everybody will get a chance to kind of enter into those, a chance to win the giveaway. And I think that's probably going to be for people who've backed the project. So I hope you have. If you haven't yet, I hope you do. Okay, any more questions?
Yes, we're going to do one more question.
One more question.
This question comes from Chris Reich. It is, will there be more video games if this is successful?
Wow, Chris Reich, great question. Will there be more video games if this is successful? I hope so. That would be the plan. I think that would be really cool to be able to do this. It's really going to have to work in the market. I think it's funny. We were talking earlier about with Andrew about sort of how games are designed like more like slot machines now, and it is hard to compete in that world. It really is. So we have to kind of do guerrilla warfare, you know, to try to reach an audience, to be able to sustain a business like this. So everybody that's involved, everybody that's watching this and participating so far is really helping us do that. But I could see a world where we did that, you know, I would love to be able to I've got a bunch of ideas, honestly. Like you're talking about multiplayer sort of stuff. I've got a lot of ideas about how we could do some cool Green Ember games. And I mean, what about a Mooses with Bazooka game? I mean, how cool would that be? Or a side-scrolling Jack Zulu game that would fit in the 80s. How cool would that be? But anyway, we've got a lot of ideas for cool games, and I would love to be able to do that if this is successful. That would definitely be part of the plan. And beyond just more games, you know, we still want to do movies. We still want to do TV. We want to do other forms. We want this intellectual property, this franchise of the Green Ember. We want it to grow off the page, and we're going to do that in very responsible ways. That's our heart. It's got to. I think we're demonstrating that with this game, that we care about you and that you are really central in our concerns. So it's not just about the market. Like we talk to people who are marketers and people who are in video games, and the first thing that people say, well, you're going to have ads, right? And you're going to be able to level up by paying, you know, all this, like all the things. And we're like, no, we're not going to do it. And they're like, okay, well, that's an approach. So it's basically like a little bit Mission Impossible, I think, is sort of the word on the street. So let's prove them wrong. Let's prove them wrong and make something special that's really hospitable and loving and treats children like human beings made in the image of God. And that's our heart. So we'd love to keep doing it. And some of that's a little bit out of our hands. We'll do our best. But that's definitely our heart. We want to do that. Okay, are we done with questions? We're done with questions. So this is a treat, okay? If your mom's not in the room, you got to holler into the other room and say, hey, Mom, you got to come in here, because this is super cool. I mentioned earlier that Zach Franzen, the incredible artist who created the beautiful covers of all the Green Ember books, and he's an awesome guy. Just did a podcast with him yesterday I think it was yesterday, the day before, with Amy Sloan of Humility and Doxology, and it was such a cool podcast. You should go listen to it. And you get a little flavor for Zach, and maybe I can get Zach to come on one of these lives with me. He's such a brilliant guy in so many ways, more than just creating incredible art. He's amazing, and he made something that I have been dying laughing over and loving, and it's something that we're going to share out in the world here pretty soon. But I wanted you guys to be the first to see it. And without further ado, please enjoy this video gamization. How delightful! How delightful! So that to me, I don't know if you're laughing as hard as I am, but that I love so much. I'm a big fan of Jane Austen, like for real, and so is Zach. And when he came with that, that looks like the old NES games, and it's a funny Rumble at Rosings. If you've seen the movie or read the books of Pride and Prejudice, you just really appreciate how silly, how funny that is, and that's just kind of a way of him sort of introducing the idea of taking a novel and making a video game from it. I want to actually play that game. What there were the country dancing versus the the icy stare of Lady Rosings that's what's her name, Lady? I can't remember. Oh man, wonderful stuff. Elizabeth Bennet, what a hero. So I hope you enjoyed that. We're probably going to share that on socials and that kind of stuff in the next couple days. And if I'd love for you to spread the word on that and spread it around, because it's fun just on its own. Really enjoyable stuff. Okay, so we are at the end, and I appreciate you sticking with us for this hour. It's been really, really fun. We are going to do our final giveaway, and the final giveaway is the main series bundle. So it's the Green Ember series bundle, and that is Green Ember, Ember Falls, Ember Rising, and Embers, and wonderful stories featuring a very heroic, old crusty old hero, old veteran named Helmer. And that one also has the pencils, the character cards with the lenticular card that's really collectible and cool. It's got sticker, bookmark, and the activity book. I think I didn't mention the activity book in the last one, but all three of these bundles have an activity book, which Zach really made. And it's got a bunch of coloring pages and that kind of stuff. They're very cool. I'm excited. This one's the best one of all. It's got the most in it, the main series one. So I think you're really going to love it. And thank you for everybody who's stuck around tonight. This is the grand final giveaway. Maybe we'll do another one of these. Let me know if you think we should do another one. Let me know if you have any suggestions for how we can better share the Kickstarter with others. Our final winner for tonight is Josh Irvine. Josh Irvine, congratulations! Yoo! Whoa! Josh Irvine, congratulations. I shot that one a little more that way, and I spared myself from being absolutely confettied to death. So I've instead buried Andrew's office where we are enjoying our celebration tonight from. So I'll be having to get out the vacuum cleaner very soon. But Josh Irvine, congratulations on winning that. And thank you everyone who's been here tonight and hung out. It's been a real joy. I've loved it. I've loved hanging out with you. Thank you again for everyone who's backed the Kickstarter. It means the world to us. And I'm really excited. Thanks for being in on this with us. It means so much. We do have a big challenge ahead. I want to level with you and just say that reaching that initial goal of 200,000 it will be really good. But I really view that as kind of a beginning. We really want to go further. We're very ambitious about this because we want to serve lots and lots of kids, and we want to be able to keep doing this kind of a thing. So thank you for being on our side. Thank you for joining us. We are your allies in imagination. I am SD Smith, and I am your buddy, and I'm on your side.